So this is an interesting lighting. Hello. I am going to wait a little bit as I get ready for this conversation of I want to embody magic. I'd like to say that I am a medicine woman and a healer and a human being that's figuring out how to be a human being on the planet as a magical being. The reason why I'm going on and speaking about magic is because magic has been something I have always loved. I have always loved magic. From a very early age, this is so cool. My hands are like glowing right now, right? Magic. I'm gathering my thoughts as this is a multidimensional subject for me. It's a multidimensional subject because as a human being, I grew up in a really challenging life circumstantial environment where it felt like the magic was put out. And it was darkness, lots of darkness. I was surrounded in darkness, and there's still ways in which I'm in that state and I'm anchored into those darker places still inside. And I actively bring love and compassion and presence to those places as a part of my practice. The reason why I share about this is because, like any of you, I'm sure you've watched, maybe not, I'm not going to assume for everyone, but Harry Potter, right? Well, I don't know who's on, but welcome whoever's come on. Harry Potter. I loved Lord of the Rings. I grew up with my family. My dad really loved Lord of the Rings, and so he would read The Hobbit to us, and it was like home. It was like whatever that magical place was home. And yes, there was darkness, and there was chaos, and there was stuff that, like conflict between the good and the evil, right? The same as we have in our world today. We have conflict between good and evil, what's right and what's wrong. People who want to control everything and people who want to bring harmony to everything. So it's the same dynamic, just a different face, right? I'm not an elf in the sense that I'm in a human body, right? And this is with my human body here. And if we're talking about magic and we're talking about the presence of magic, my perspective of the presence of magic is connection. And being in connection. So whether that's connecting to our infinite source within, whether that's connecting to the nature that's around us, this beautiful, divine, loving, sweet guardian tree that's just sitting right out here as I listen to the tree. Connection. Magic comes from connection. Now, whatever that means to you is what it means to you. I feel like I'm connected to everything. And through that awareness of being connected to everything, I gain a deeper sense of magic in my life. In fact, I actually get to witness magic on a daily basis. And another thing about magic isn't whether it is real or it is not real, is whether or not you want to pay attention to what is already happening around you that is magic. We call that miracles. Some people call that miracles. Other people call that magic. I call it the same thing in a different word. When we start to see that everything is connected, we start to own, I'm giving my own perspective. And let me just reaffirm to you that everything I say is my perspective. I'm always open to growing. I'm always open to learning. And this is what I have learned about myself thus far in this realm and through sharing with other people who also like to explore this as well. When I am in connection, and that place of understanding that I am one with everything, I have a better ability to witness what is actually happening. And when I'm able to witness what is actually happening, I have more, in some ways, active participant control in that, which is the magician's control. The magician understands that he has the power to create his reality, or her reality, his, her, I don't know why I'm saying his. That has been trained in the his, the we, the men, whatever. So the magician understands that it is within their control to bring about desired changes, to bring about a situation that may be desired. A lot of magic can come from the root of what our desires are. So we desire something, and then we want to have that a part of our experience. And so one way that we can bring that into our experience is through interconnection with all things, and then the magic and the power of creation that's born from that. It's starting to rain, so I may move things in a minute. Actually, I'm going to move something right now just so that my electronics here don't get completely, putting a little sheet over the electronics here. It's drizzling. So, magic rain, the earth needs water and the rain comes from the sky. Some people back in olden times thought that the rain was a magical force. The gods were bestowing rain upon them, and there was this beautiful magic interconnected web. Where have, well, I'm doing my best to demystify a really seemingly abstract concept into a really practical application. Because a lot of people, when they hear the word magic, they think of something very far out and woo-woo, like I have a magical wand. Oh wait, where's my magical wand? Like I have a magical wand and I'm going to bless you. So I'm blessing whoever's watching this video. I bless you with unconditional love, I bless you with beauty, and I bless you with that you may discover the magic within you so that you can become a creative participant in your life in a way that brings harmony and serves the soul within you and serves the love that is you. Blowing that magic to whoever's watching and whoever will be watching. Second thing, connection is a primary foundational aspect to magic. This is fun. The second is coming to a place of understanding that includes the power of our intentions when they're spoken through our verbal channel. I feel in many moments that it is because now I'm being called to be very mindful of my speech. The word is powerful. The way we share is powerful. The way we speak into being things is powerful. If you're wanting to be in deeper connection to the feeling and the texture of magic, ask and intend through the deepest part of you, through that connection place, as an act of loving yourself and the life that you're living, to speak into being that which is actually an integral part of what you're trying to create. Sometimes when we speak things that are seemingly out of sorts with what we want, it can be a marker. We don't have to make ourselves wrong. It can be a marker of, wow, that's there. Wow. Okay, and then brings us back to connection, brings us back to the heart of our intentions, and brings us back into possibly self-reflection, introspection time. The word and the way we use the power of our speech creates and destroys. Another thing that I was going to share is the card that I pulled, which in many ways is a foundation of our magic. Is what do we desire, right? This person has all these beautiful creative beings around them through the intention of their desires. So another way to cultivate magical powers is to really get in touch with the purity and intention and the energy behind the desire. Whatever the desire is. Maybe it's to experience greater peace. Where is that desire stemming and being born from? Connecting with that place even deeper. And once feeling really connected to that place, creating sort of a multi-dimensional relationship with it, i.e., I'm connected to my intention. I'm connected to my intention to have deep and lasting sustenance inside. The purity of that intention is where the magic stems from. The ability to bring it into form is a combination of the connection to the actual intention, as well as a utilization of whatever is in your physical reality to pull from. I.e., a paintbrush that I was using as a magical wand earlier. I can create magic from the purity of my intention and bring it into this 3-dimensional reality. I mean, this is different because we're on a video. You understand what I'm saying. I had to get a phone in order to even record this video. Phone, 3-dimensional. Also other things, but you understand what I'm saying. We can bring it into the 3-dimensional reality with our tools that we have, okay? So there's a tool right here. There's a tool right here. These are both ways of creating magic. All right? There's both ways of creating magic. I'm doing my best to stop saying no something and just actually speak what it is that I'm trying to say, which is another example of the power of our spoken word. And I know this might seem really abstract and might seem so like, oh my God, you're just speaking into being and you're painting into being and you're writing into being. It's the way it is, guys. You get an inspiration, right? There's this inspiration to act, and then you act and you go and you create in the 3D world. Magic. That is magic. It is magic. So then, coming into I am magic. Magic is not some faraway place. It is not some school I need to go learn at. It is the school of myself. When I am connected with myself at a deep, deep level, and I create from that connection, magic is born. The magic of my inherent beauty is born into the world. I could paint a painting. I could write a manuscript. I could get on and share a video with you. And it is magic. Magic, and my intention is that magic gets created in your life through watching this video, and that you become ever so connected with the magic within you from a place of clarity, grace, and ease, that everything you touch is a direct and beautiful, gracefully filled, pristinely orchestrated divine manifestation of your inherent worthiness. As I paint myself. Okay. The other thing, I'm going to check my notes to see if there's anything else, because in multidimensional realms, I could start talking about all sorts of things, and I want to make sure I stay as on topic as I can. So, connection. We shared about connection. Connection to the self, connection, however that comes for you, whether you identify with I am source, or whether you identify with I am connected to all of nature, whether you identify with I am connected to the heart of all beings, however you want to speak that into being, and however you find connection, that is your way, and I acknowledge, and it is perfect as it is. Then once you're in connection, there's the intention and the desire and the intention and how that wishes to be manifesting in the world, which is already coming from inside of you. And then we spoke about word and the power of the word, and how when we're connected to that place inside and we're connected to ourselves in a deep way, and then connected to everything and how we relate that, when we're connected to our intention, now we can actually create into being with our voice that which we want. Whether it's praying, okay, and I'm just saying that as a general statement because there's different ways of going into prayer. In many ways, I speak into prayer what my deepest intentions are, and it's a lot like how I just blessed and prayed for this beautiful activation for you to feel your own magic, okay, because that's coming from within me, as it is why I've been recording this video in the first place. The stemming of creating this video, I spoke into being that this would be of highest value to whoever's watching. That is my intention. It comes from within me. It comes from deep within me to be of value and to create value and to share, because I have a wellspring of knowledge, and that was my intention. I spoke it into being. I am here now with you. Now, actions. We can speak into being things, and it is important that our deeds, I wrote deeds on this paper, so I'll share about deeds, what that means to me, that our deeds line up with our word. I'm just sitting here thinking about ways in which deeds and word are interconnected. And in many moments in my life, I have experienced a myriad of relationships to this, right? There's a lot of emotion behind deed and word being matched up. Some people call that integrity. Some people call that when your deeds and your words line up, that's integrity. I view integrity as being in alignment with unconditional love and acting from that place, because sometimes when I speak something into being, the actions don't always seem to be lined up with that. They don't necessarily make logical sense, right? So I speak something into being and then I get this guidance. I need to go to, here's an example. Speak something into being, I get guidance to go somewhere, and I'm guided to share this beautiful flower with this man that I've never met, random person on the side of the road. Later on, I'm walking and I have no money and I end up at a farmer's market. I walk in and here's this man. I didn't even tell him I had no money. And he just comes up and says, here's a free piece of vegan, organic, gluten-free, paleo pizza. And I don't really do dairy or vegan or gluten-free, whatever. I'm just paying it forward, paying it, giving the love, paying it forward, essentially. That to me is magic. Now, when I set out on that day and that morning, I didn't have a sense that I wasn't calling in free shit, right? I wasn't calling in, universe, give me free shit today. No, I was sharing from the wellspring of my connection with myself, right? So when my deeds are connected to the love that I am, and I am acting from that love, I am in alignment with the magic that I am. Because in my perspective, the magic is in the heart. Now it's all around, but I like to say magic is in the heart, okay? Everyone, love is a beautiful thing. Connection to the heart for me is where a lot of my magic stems from. And I watch that when I'm connected to my heart and the purity and the love, and I am just connected to my heart. When I share from that place in the world, whether it be from my mouth or from my hands, I'm creating magic. Magic spreads love, spreads joy, spreads peace. I'm having a lot of different ideas coming to me, and then I look down at my notes and it says thought is the last thing here. Thought, okay? Thank you for whoever's watching. Thank you for whoever's participating. I move through many, many different levels of thought to get on these videos, okay? Especially to share about magic, right? I am in many ways compassionate for those who have experienced very much deep sorrow and sense of loss and suffering with regards to the topic of magic. I've witnessed in my life people feel like their magic has been taken away from them. People who want to experience more magic in life and feel like life isn't as magical as they know it to be. I've experienced past life memories where I was a witch and I was burned for being a witch. I've had past life memories in which I was sharing herbal medicine and I was killed for being powerfully magical, right? So why is magic so taboo? Why is it such a foreign thing and we don't want to go into it? We don't want to think about magic. We can watch a video, we can watch Harry Potter, we can dress up as Harry Potter, but the idea of thinking that we are as powerful as that is something that's taboo, right? Why is that thought taboo? It's because it is our birthright to be powerful, creative beings. And that scares the shit out of some people. Because some people are not actually feeling as connected as they would like to be and are playing this facade of connection and making it seem like this whole reality in which we are powerful, creative beings isn't a thing. That's an idea. That is an idea that I have in my head, right? And I share about this idea only because of the way that our current 2018, well, if you watch the news, what you see on the news and all of that, I'm speaking because of that reality. There's a way in which we have been told that our inherent intrinsic human nature is less than magical. And I'm unwinding that to tell you, whether you believe it or not, whether it's relevant or not, whether it's the thing or not, that I am magic. I am magic. I am magic. I am. I'm going to look at what this card that I pulled says. And I will say that thoughts are very powerful. They are super powerful and they do create. And so for anything that I've created in this video, that is out of a place of I will just say I forgive every place in me that has created anything out of fear in life. Anytime I have created out of fear, I ask for and forgive myself for that. Any time in which I have created from fear, I ask and forgive myself for that. I have compassion and unconditional love for all the parts that I've ever created out of fear. And I reclaim all power that I have given away for any reason, honoring and anchoring into the truth that I am pure magic, and that magic rests in my heart in all moments, and I create from that place with intention and love. Anyone that is watching, I say intentions like this to myself, and I watch the magic that is born from creating through my word, through my actions, deeds, and the power and the beauty that is created in my life that is representative of exactly what I'm asking for. So if anyone is watching and they want me to look at this card that's the desire card, I will read it because I pulled it. And I will say that if anyone is on and wants me to pull a card for them, I have a purely amazing card deck here, and we'll pull a card. But in the meantime, I will pull one anyways. So it's interesting as I came up to talk about thought, and I'm trying to make this video short so I won't go too long on this, is that it's important to be mindful of where our thoughts come from, in the sense that where we're speaking from, and really like tracking the thoughts that happen. And so for me, meditation has been really, really helpful, because can I pull a card for you? I will pull a card for you. Hi, Ashley. I'm just speaking of the unconscious or subconscious thoughts that are in our field, various reasons. Maybe we've grown up in a family that has had really weird dynamics, and so we've just got these unconscious patterns and these ideas that we are not enough and all this, right? So that can sometimes be creating our reality, but unconsciously and under the surface. So it's important for us to really, 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 if there's a desire to cultivate and create from love, to watch and to observe that thought pattern. Okay, so Ashley and whoever is watching, like right now, I'm feeling all these feelings of insecurity popping up, uncertainty, self-doubt. Am I going to do the right thing? Is it the right thing? Oh my gosh, am I going to do the right thing? Oh no, I might possibly do the wrong thing. You can't possibly do the wrong thing. Yet there are thoughts that say that we can. And so this is the card that I'm pulling. The King of Water. Now I don't know who needs the King of Water, and I don't know when you'll be watching it or what the purpose is of this, but we will go into the King of Water. By the way, there are... King of Water. Marry critical thinking and emotional logic. Allow your feelings to guide decision. Address a cause for jealousy. Be present in your relationships. The strength born of adaptability. That is a strength, and adaptability is a strength. Let go of gender bias. The King of Water is calm, insightful, contemplative, balanced, protective, nurturing. There is a shadow, and it can be jealousy or possessiveness. The King of Water loves to use his senses because to do so is to elicit an emotional response, and he is willing to look within and explore those emotions to increase his understanding. He is a person who has successfully married critical thinking with emotional logic. Critical thinking married with emotional logic. The process of using one's emotions and feelings in a logical manner to become more knowledgeable and aware. This is something that he uses to his advantage, to use the emotions to cultivate a deeper understanding of self and how it all operates in connection. He is aware that all decision making has an emotional element, and that no decision can be balanced without emotions and feelings being taken into account. Example: the desire to help and serve others is an emotional experience in many, many ways for me. And so even the desire to pull a card per request of someone watching this video has an emotional component to it for me. The logic behind it is that I believe we are all connected, and if I share something, it is probably not just of value to myself, but of value to others based on the intention that I made at the beginning of this call, which was to be of highest value. King of Water has balanced emotions and intellect. He is not in competition. His emotions aren't trying to override his intellect. His intellect isn't trying to override his emotional state. They are in harmonious union. And from that place, magic is born, in my opinion. Magic that will get a creative expression in the 3D world that's more aligned with what we're actually intending. Because there's a balance and a unity within the creation. So I'm just reading to see if there's anything else that's going to pop out at me from this card. Do not allow jealousy to fester. If there is a reason for concern and the situation cannot be resolved, then perhaps it is best to let it go. Remember, the person in question is not a possession. Allow them to leave. If leaving is what they feel they must do, even if they leave in order to be with another, on the other hand, be mindful not to allow your own insecurity and imagination to drive a wedge between yourself and the one you love. Really can't say what that card was about or who that was for, but thank you for whoever asked me to pull that card. So, I hope that all who have watched this video have gained some empowerment and self-confidence to really take ownership of the life that you live, because it is a magical life and you are a magical being. I speak for myself, I am a magical being, and I intend to create from the purity of the love that I am in this life, in this world, in harmony with all of my intentions. That isn't always going to manifest immediately when I say it out loud. Although it can, and it does. It is a combination of my connection to myself, my thoughts being aligned, my intentions and my desires, and the root of those intentions and desires being met and anchored into, the purity of my heart and where I am coming from with that intention, what is my desire behind the intention, and then to actually act in accordance with that. If my intention is to have more love in my life, then to act in accordance with that love, to be that love, essentially, okay? And to address whatever it is that may be seemingly in the way. There's nothing actually in the way, but in the way of that, if There is something that is arising that is making it hard for me to be compassionate and loving and generous and genuine and empathetic and strong and present. Because those are qualities that I'm welcoming into my life, right? I am present with those in myself. I give that love and presence in all ways to myself, and I anchor back into what is my deepest and most authentic intention with this. And then I be a match to that. So it's a unity. It's an understanding that every part is connected. The mind, the body, the emotions, the psyche, the intellect, the earth, the world, the stars, the cosmos, my dog that's sitting here, the seat that I'm sitting here in, the phone that I'm talking to you on. If there's trouble in the field, there's nothing that's hidden. It's all right here for us to see. We can be courageous in taking a look at the places that might be and can be very intimidating. But it's all right here. All the information we need is right here. Loving you. Bless your Monday. May you go out into the week and experience the magic that you are in honor of your sacred life path. My name is Shannon. I'm a medicine woman, and I'm here to assist with collective awakening as well as the fulfillment of the life that I am here to live, which is one where I am in connection. Deep, 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 deep connection and bliss in that connection. And I can talk about that at another time. So if you're loving these videos, please tune in. I'll be on next Monday with another topic I want to embody, and I will share what that is later on. Tune in. I love you guys, and sacred, sacred life to you. Bless this sacred container, and loving you.